Good evening, BBIG family. This video is not going to be too long. I just wanted to go over a couple things regarding the Ortex data, regarding the failure to delivers, and regarding the filing today, and my thoughts on what's to come this week. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe. Have a great night, guys. The Ortex data shows us that 5.09% of BBIG has been returned, guys. The current short interest is 20.46%, which is still extremely high. Well, that's the percentage of the free float. The actual shares is 36.2 million shares short. Today, they borrowed 5.25 million shares and returned 8.19 million shares. The change is down 2.94 million. So they returned an extra 2.94 million compared to what they borrowed, guys. So the cost to borrow on average is 116% with a 200% max cost to borrow and a 78% minimum cost to borrow. Guys, this is still extremely high. And again, I don't care what these numbers say because I've been watching this play for months and months and months. And the barcoding, do I think that people have sold? 100%. Yes. If anybody tells you that people haven't sold this, I don't think they're being honest with themselves or you. Clearly, the numbers show if they're able to return shares and keep the price down, guys, people have sold out of this play. And I'm going to tell you that a lot of people are very frustrated. I have not sold a single share. However, guys, that doesn't mean that that's normal. But I am looking at BBIG as a long-term investment because I see the potential with Lomo and AdRiser. But guys, not everybody's looking at that, and that's capital that they could be allotting elsewhere. I mean, being perfectly honest, the part that I had in this for a swing trade is getting beaten alive, and it's frustrating. So I can see why they would indeed sell it, guys. That's not saying that you should sell it because I think a pop is coming. Right now, what they're doing is creating psychological warfare, guys. And by doing that, they are trying to get you to sell your shares. Susquehanna is playing games as the primary market maker, as an investor loaning out short shares in the stock. And you saw what I showed you previously with their filings that they have to disclose that they have a history of what they're doing, guys, especially in the options chain where, you know, they're basically selling them back and forth to each other. And that's what's creating, in my opinion, this barcoding that we've been seeing in the chart. And guys, until some major news comes out, nothing is going to change, okay? And I'm just being very honest with you. Or the other thing that could change it, there's one of two things. That being the first. The second is people like with big money, like we're talking about the toots or, you know, heavy duty lenders start buying shares of BBIG. That is the only thing that's going to take us out of this barcoding at this point. So right now, you just kind of have to accept it is what it is, guys, and make your decision. I've decided I'm just going to wait it out because I know what's coming. And I also know my luck that the minute that I sell it will be, you know, the next day that it will run like crazy. And I'm not going to play that game because I've been in this for over a year now. Prior to the first run up it ever had, guys, I've been in the stock. So I am not going anywhere. But again, guys, let's take a look at some more data. And the filing today. Very important filing came out. Okay, guys, I want to show you the dark pool information. So this came from Benjamin W., who can be found and followed on Twitter at in_Genio, GENIO_MEX, MEX. Okay, guys, this is the off-exchange data, which shows you that today, 70.24% of the trades were in the dark pool. I'm going to blow this up so you can see it better, guys. 70.24%. How is that even legal? That is sick. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, guys, the lit volume today, which means it was traded over like the New York Stock Exchange and, you know, other exchanges that are publicly traded was only 1,824,829, 29.76% of the total volume. And the dark pool amount, guys, was 4,306,739, which was 70.24% of today's total volume. Guys, that is absolutely unacceptable in my opinion. Now, you see off exchange is the first number, the NASDAQ, CBOE, MX, CBOE, BZX, New York Stock Exchange, ARCA, IEX, New York Stock Exchange, CBOE, EDGA, CBOE, BYX, NASDAQ. These are all go down. These are all the publicly listed exchanges, guys, that they can be traded on. This 70.24% in the dark pool, guess where this comes from, guys? Oh, by the way, this 30-day percentage, this is the average. On average, only 51.4% of the volume is exchanged, is done on the dark pool and in the unlit exchange. So less than half of the shares of the stock are being traded on a lit exchange on average in a month. That's absolutely unacceptable. Right here it says it. The average lit volume has been 48.53%, guys. That's over the last 30 days. That is nowhere in any mind of mine can I see that that is even okay. I mean, it's so beyond disgusting because that is not what the dark pool was made for, guys. And when they trade the stock in the dark pool, that volume doesn't get affected in the price. So it's almost like it happens, it's counted for the shares, but it's like it doesn't happen because there's no movement in the price when they do this in the dark pool. That's the whole purpose of it, so that the volume does not affect the sale price. Because if you saw people buying all those shares in the dark pool over all of these months, guys, because let me tell you, for the months and months I've been checking the dark pool data, I don't even know how they can say that the average is 51%, because every time I've checked it, it's between 60 and 80% it's been in the dark pool. 60 to 80%. So wrong. I mean, seriously sickening. Absolutely sickening. A total abuse of what the dark pool is meant for. Guys, how do we make this stop? People keep asking me, how do we make this stop? The only way this is ever going to stop is if we as retail band together and peacefully protest. We need to start protesting, I believe, because this is the only thing that I think is going to change anything is for us to get media attention. Writing letters to our senators. Guys, if we all started gathering up as a team and creating letters and just started bulk mailing them, they'd have to do something, in my opinion. They couldn't just ignore it. Started mailing them, started calling up news stations, anything you can think of. What do you have to lose? Use your voice and do it. Seriously, just do it at this point. It's really gotten out of control and it's just not acceptable. So again, I'm sorry to keep going back to this, but it's disgusting and it just keeps getting worse. And when people ask why the price is what it is, this is why, guys. There's no point in me showing you technical analysis. You hear me on Twitter when I say, okay, guys, here we go. We're going to make the 1348 cross again. Let's see what happens. Will volume come in to push us out? No, guys, it doesn't. And this is why. This is why. It's not the technical analysis that's wrong. It's the dark pool that's the problem. Okay? Just being real, keeping it honest with you. All right, now let's look at today's filing, which was very bullish and which would have been an indicator to me that we should have had some movement up. So let's see why. Huge news. 86.26 million warrants have been canceled by a company payout. This is huge, and I can't understand for the life of me why we aren't rocketing on this news. Guys, let me pull this up. Sorry, it's going to cut out on your thing, but the important part of it is on July 5th, the holder submitted alternative exercise notice to the company with respect to 14,500,000 exercise shares under the November warrant and 67,760,699 exercise shares under the December warrant for an aggregate payout equal to $33,886,612, the warrant payment. On July 6th, the company made the warrant payment in cash to the holder pursuant to the alternate exercise notices. As a result, a total of 82,260,699 warrants held by the holder were canceled. Guys, that means that the company eliminated 82,260,000 warrants, guys, which had a value of $267,609,910. And guys, there's still left 17,011,065 shares of common stock issuable upon exercise of outstanding warrants to purchase them, which have a weighted average price of $5.58 per share. So guys, that tells us that if they want to exercise these warrants and not risk, them coming along and trying to pay them out or do something else, I'm not sure what's in that contract because I honestly did not see this one coming, then they need to let that price run to $5.58 per share, as that's the weighted average on it. So some of them might be slightly higher, some of them might be slightly lower. I'm not quite sure how they're getting that weighted average. Would need to do a little bit more digging on that. But guys, that tells me that there's still plenty of room for this to run. And I think that we are going to start seeing that very soon. Again, Friday, we do have a ton of options that could create a gamma squeeze if they can somehow get the volume to go up past them. So in my honest opinion, and I'm keeping it real with you, I expect Susquehanna to do everything in their power to hold down that price and not let those options go in the money. So perhaps after next week, we'll have some room to run. If we can get a run this week, guys, we could potentially see a gamma squeeze occur. So that's an option, but do I think it's realistic? No, but you never know. The right players might see an opportunity, and you never know what can happen. So hang in there. And, there's good news that just keeps coming. So it's not that there's something wrong with this stock. The stock itself is not broken. The manipulation in the market is what's broken, guys. So in the meantime, we just have to wait till it passes because there's not that much more room that it can go down. I mean, look at Tide. It's only been trading for a couple weeks, and it's already on the thresholds. Pretty darn sad. So that's another thing that you might want to keep an eye on because it is going to have its run too. Believe me, it will. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful night.